Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going? So, what am I working on now? I got a 2019 Subaru Forester, and the customer's complaint is the cold light will not turn off. It's also got a check engine light. It's also got a lane departure light and the front radar light. So, the auto start is off. It's probably because of the check engine light. It's got 150,000 miles on it. So, running the scan on it right now because I want to see what's going on. Here's what I think it is. I think the thermostat's broken. I think the thermostat's broken and it's hung open. So what's happening? It's setting a thermostat rationality code, and a thermostat rationality code basically means, hey, I know the temperature is supposed to be this because I've been running for so long, but my temperature is only this. So basically, it's not rational that the thermostat or the temperature of the motor is such when it should be such. Okay, so they call that thermostat rationality. I'd be willing to bet that's the code. I haven't looked yet. So I'm going to make a report because I have a bunch of codes, but I'm going to make a report and then I'm going to go into see what it actually is. All right, so yeah, there's a number of different codes. A lot of these are not going to matter for what I'm concerned about. Report. I don't care about mileage. Why all of a sudden is that popping up? I've never had that pop up before. 149, 648. More information? No, I don't want to give you more information. I just want to make a report. You don't have to do this. I just do this because I like to have the information to share with a customer. Now this K10 is no longer available. I'm going to be having certain deals for certain King Bolin equipment. The S600, the smaller scanner that I have a promo code for that, which I will give you in the description below this video. Okay, so I'm hooked to the internet, so I'm just going to share this. Why is it? Oh, that's why, because Rob used my scanner. Let me change that. Hang on. And send. Sorry about that. All right, so drum roll, please. Let's see what codes we actually have. Engine EGI. Internal control random access memory error. Coolant thermostat below regulating threshold. Engine coolant bypass valve A position sensor circuit range performance. I don't know what that is. I gotta look. Engine coolant bypass valve A range performance. So there is a certain valve in here that's an issue. So I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm going to look that up because I'm really curious. I've never run into that before, but I knew I was going to run into this. That's the most common. And as you can see, I've been running now for a good 10 minutes, and she just drove it here. She's waiting in the office. So there's definitely something going on, and it's definitely thermostat related. But what that engine coolant bypass valve A position range, whatever, sensor circuit performance, whatever that is, I'm really not too sure of. So I'm going to want to take a look and see what that is. Let's actually go to data real quick. Here we go. Just want to go to data. Enter. I just want to see what the temperature actually is. Read data stream. Any day now. All right. Wow, this thing gives you a lot of parameters. I don't see coolant temperature though. Misfired. Engine coolant temperature 1 and 2. But what's that going to give me? Is it going to give me actual temperature? So one's reading 95 degrees, the other one's reading 84 degrees. So this thing's been running for a good solid 10 minutes. Good solid 10 minutes. And like I said, she drove it here too. Just in the time that I was making this video, if the thermostat was working correctly, the temperature should be much higher than that. It should be at least 150, 160, even if I started from the dead cold like it sat overnight. So, obviously there's a problem with the thermostat because it's not restricting the coolant. How does a thermostat work? Here's a good question. How does the thermostat work? A thermostat is basically on an engine. A thermostat is basically a coolant stop. It stops the coolant from flowing. It bypasses in other spots because you have to have constant flow. But the main flow is stopped. When the temperature, it has a spring on it that allows the gate that's in it, the flapper, to actually open, because what happens is the spring reaches a certain temperature and it pulls, it shrinks, it moves down, and when it does, now all of a sudden the gateway is open, water flows through. Basically you have cool coolant in the radiator, warm coolant in the engine. When the temperature in the engine reaches a certain temperature, what happens is now that gate opens up in the thermostat and the coolant switches sides. Basically, the warm coolant goes into the radiator, the cool coolant goes into the motor. It does a cycle like that. Now, when that cool coolant hits the back of the thermostat on that spring, the thermostat closes, and it raises that fluid temperature up. It's a constant cycle. Now, honestly, when you're driving down the road, it's probably hanging open at different varying points, because either it wants to close or it wants to open. So it's hanging open at different points to control the flow. So this way you kind of keep a steadier temperature. On some vehicles, you can really see a drastic difference when the thermostat opens and closes, especially on a warm-up cycle where it's never gotten to a point of the cooling fans turning on. But anyway, regardless. So that's what we're looking at now. But let me go look up those codes and let me see what those other codes are. Okay, did a little bit of digging, and it turns out that P26A5 and the P26A3, the coolant bypass valve actually has an extended warranty on it. It's covered for 15 years and 150,000 miles. Subaru added that because it's a known problem. I never ran into it before. However, the thermostat is not covered, but we're gonna send her to Subaru because she has the warranty goes to 150,000. She's got 149,648, so 350 miles left. So yeah, go straight to Subaru. We're gonna tell her get the thermostat done at the same time because they got to drain the coolant out anyway. May as well do it. So unfortunately, that's gonna end it. Whenever you get something like this for a customer, don't clear codes. Leave the codes alone. Don't ever clear anything out. Let the dealer do that. Because if you clear the codes out, they may say, well, you don't have a problem. Follow? So, and she's only got a small window to get this thing repaired. So, all right, non-repair. What are you going to do? Things happen. But, you know, and I don't charge for that. When something like that happens, there's no charge for that. I know some people are going to say, oh, you got to cover your time and everything else. Well, it really depends on the customer, too. I didn't spend a lot of time, and you know what, I spent 15 minutes. I'd rather do that and look good in the customer's eye because they'll come back. A situation like that, they will definitely come back, especially because I'm being honest with them and I'm telling them to go to the dealer and get it fixed for free. So, all right, hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Also, check down in the description for the video. I put in links for stuff on Amazon. that I use on a daily basis. So just check it out. You don't have to buy nothing. Just saying. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching. Now, for me, this is what it's all about. I printed up the bulletin from Subaru. I gave it to the customer. And I explained to her that it's covered up to 150,000 miles. You got 350 miles left of this warranty. Go to Subaru, let them take care of it for you. So then she asked, how much does she owe us? And I told her, I said, you don't owe us anything. I didn't really do anything. I just scanned it. And she was so floored, she started crying. She said, to find somebody that is actually honest, she said, because she could have gone to any other shop and they would have taken her money and done the repair. You know, could have been a good repair, she doesn't know, but they wouldn't have gone the extra step to look to see if there's a bulletin on it. And I do that a lot just to see, because you never know, you know, because you see something with 149,000 miles, what's the likelihood there's something under warranty? Well, guess what? It was under warranty. So she hugged me. She broke down. She was crying. She hugged me. And it's those things like that that make you realize what you got going on is not so bad. Because she explained to me some other things going on in her life with her husband. She was an elderly lady, and she was very happy. So there it is. All right. Good deeds. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.